So for this camp, in any given day, Ryan wakes up and he runs like Forrest Gump. And he doesn't have to, but he does.
How you feel?
He said 7 punches not gonna do it. I said, if you didn't put in the contract that I can't throw more than 7 punches, then I'd throw more than that.
Because Ryan is an elite fighter, he's a knockout artist, among the best fighters in the world today. They want to take every step to try to control the amount of strength he's going to have the next day.
Way more explain. Ryan's fast as shit. Ain't nobody gonna say Ryan's not one of the fastest fighters, and I look way faster at 47, way more explosive, way more durable.
Ryan Garcia is grinding relentlessly in camp, leaving no detail untouched. With Rolly Romero pushing him in training, the intensity has risen as they sharpen his focus, quickness, and self-belief ahead of his showdown with Mario Barrios.
Hey, go forward now. Yeah. Ahí, ándale, rico, arriba, abajo y arriba. Arriba, abajo, eso. Adelante y atrás. Échale, hijo, 5 minutes here. And 1 and 1.
In training camp, Ryan Garcia hones his speed and power, refining his skills through relentless daily effort.
Una, dos, tres. Y luego 4 y 5. La que está haciendo 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Y aquí. Ya. 3, 4, 5. Y ahora. After. 3, 4, 5.
Rolly Romero is now part of Ryan Garcia's training camp, pushing the pace daily and helping fine-tune Garcia's speed, power, and focus with unwavering intensity. Ryan Garcia highlights the value of training alongside positive, seasoned individuals, ensuring he stays motivated and fully focused.
He's tired or feeling down that day. We're picking each other up.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
We feel so good. We're in this together.
We're like the same person, different hair color.
It's just good to have like-minded people that are ready to take advantage of the opportunities, and we're not gonna let it slip. We're all building our own legacy, and when we get in the ring, you guys are gonna see something special.
Rolly Romero and Ryan Garcia, who have sparred in the past, now train side by side with mutual respect, pushing each other to grow every day.
Like that.
Mario Barrios stays confident, emphasizing his experience and greater time in the ring, asserting that he holds every advantage over Ryan Garcia in this match.
Advantages I have coming to this fight is just overall just like everything. You know, my experience, you know, who I've been in the ring with, who I faced. I think, you know, the boxing IQ, I think I had that on my side. You know, heart. I think, yeah.
He does have experience, more experience.
Max Kellerman and Robert Garcia offered candid reactions to the Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios announcement, placing more emphasis on Garcia's training environment than his raw talent. They noted that Ryan is currently training under his father rather than high-profile coaches like Eddie Reynoso, Derek James, or Joe Goosen. Robert Garcia acknowledged that Ryan's father provided a solid amateur foundation, giving him genuine experience, but he questioned why Ryan cycled through multiple elite trainers before returning home, a pattern that, in his view, hints at potential issues with structure and authority within the camp.
Which I'm not saying the dad is not, you know, the dad brought him through the amateurs, but when he left his dad or went to seek a different trainer, before he came back to that, he went through 3 different trainers.
Wow.
That means all 3 are not good enough to, you know, they're all 3 are the best in the world.
Here's the question. Did Ryan Garcia ever allow those trainers to be the boss?
That's why he's back with his dad, because he's the boss. That's why.
Yeah.
Look, Joe Goosen, I know Joe Goosen. My brother used to train with him. He's not gonna just let you get away with stuff like that. Derek James shouldn't either. Eddie Reynoso doesn't need. He's made so much money with Canelo that if you want to come to me, it's gonna be under my rules. And if that didn't work, then Ryan's back. So that's I keep that big.
Kellerman raised a key point about discipline, questioning whether Garcia ever fully let top trainers take control, as elite coaches require strict rules, accountability, and consistency. Fighters can't simply pick and choose what they do each day. Robert added that trainers like Reynoso or James already work with champions and won't compromise their standards for anyone. Without accepting that leadership, a boxer's progress can stall. Both analysts suggested that this lack of stability might give Mario Barrios an advantage, as he is known for consistent preparation, size, and ring experience, highlighting that structure in camp could ultimately decide the fight.
Barrios to even pull that off.
See, that's the thing about boxing, and Big Baby Miller pointed it out, because there's no structure. And hopefully that'll happen with Zuffa Boxing, and I am a part of Zuffa Boxing, full discllosure. You know, the first fight coming up on the 23rd.
Oh, congrats, man.
But you need some kind of.
On that card,
there
so
you go.
Good.
You need some kind of.
Right?
So, well, the undercard has not been announced yet, but yeah, we could talk about what
the names, but yeah,
But we need some kind of structure. In the NFL, the guy has to sit there for the media interview. He shows up on time. Yep. He's got to do it. Yep. And to give you an NFL analogy, think about the Broncos, right? When they had Russell Wilson over there, and he had his own office and everything, and it wasn't nothing. It was dysfunctional. Then they hired Sean Payton.
Cut it out.
As a coach, that's like going to train with Goosen or going to train with a world-class trainer, right? And you knew as soon as Sean Payton got there, ain't no one's going to have their own office. And you turn around a couple years later.
Boxing analyst Wade Clemens shared a thoughtful take on the upcoming Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios showdown, posing the classic question: does a coach make the fighter, or does the fighter make the coach? He highlighted Joe Goosen's extensive experience as a respected trainer, noting his role in shaping fighters, now including Barrios. Clemens questioned whether Goosen could provide new strategies or insights that Barrios hadn't already received from Bob Santos. He also noted the intrigue in Garcia's confidence, suggesting Ryan believes he already knows what Barrios and his camp plan to do.
Interesting answer. I always wonder who makes a fighter, right? Especially in boxing, combat sports. Is it a coach that makes the fighter or the fighter that makes the coach? Now, Joe Goosen has a track record of being a high-level boxing coach. We know. But do coaches change for fighters, or do they implement what they know to fighters and fighters change for coaches, because this will be the crux of what happens here. Can Joe Goosen, not to call Mario Barrios old, but can he teach an old dog new tricks? Can he give him something that Bob Santos hasn't? Sure. Can he give him more info about what Ryan likes to do? Absolutely. But will it be enough to prepare him for what Ryan knows that Joe knows, and how Joe trains fighters, and how Joe runs a camp, and how rigid he might be? And even that last part, Ryan's talking about information leaking maybe from Joe, or that Joe was leaking information about Barrios, or about, I'm not sure who he was talking about Ryan or about Barrios, but Ryan again.
He even hinted at Garcia's claims of having inside knowledge of Barrios' preparation, though the true impact of that information remains unclear. Ultimately, Clemens emphasized that the fight goes beyond physical skill. It's also about the coach-fighter relationship. Can Goosen introduce fresh strategies for Barrios, or will Garcia's familiarity with Goosen's methods give him the advantage? The analysis highlights how experience, preparation, and the dynamics between coach and fighter could play a pivotal role when Garcia and Barrios finally face off in the ring.
The chaos in the corner, or not maybe chaos, but kind of misdirection in the corner of the Manny Pacquiao fight, where Bob Santos is saying one thing and other cornermen are saying, that are, you know, a part of Mario's kind of OG team, are saying another. I think it's pretty well known that I would assume well known that Mario Barrios' dad used to train him, and I don't know if he was in the corner or it was somebody else, but there was a miscommunication, it seemed like, from even the people in the corner around the strategy of the Barrios fight, or what they wanted to do against Manny Pacquiao. And let's just say I heard from sources there were a lot of frustrations that came out of that fight with how Barrios went into that fight, how he performed in that fight, and how directions were listened to from either one side or the other. It felt like it was a bit of a confusing thing. So when you have that kind of a situation, you feel like you need to make a move. One person's going to get left out in the dust, and it's probably not someone that's either one.
That's a wrap for today's video. Stay tuned for more, and we'll see you next time.